I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. This is your San Francisco 49ers post-game recap on Niners Radio 49 Audiocast. The 49ers on Sunday Night Football, you've seen on NBC, with a total dominant performance against their longtime nemesis, the Dallas Cowboys, on the national stage on Sunday Night Football on NBC Sports. The Niners with a 42-10 romp over the Cowboys. And we're going to give you the recap of the game and just break it down by how everything had inspired very well against San Francisco on Sunday Night Football. We'll give you just a recap of the game as the beginning of the game. In the first quarter, Brock Purdy connected with tight end George Kittle for a 19-yard touchdown that gave San Francisco a 7-0 lead. For Kittle, is the first of 3 touchdown receptions of the night. Then the second quarter, Purdy once again connected with George Kittle for a 38-yard touchdown and increased San Francisco lead to 14-0. And then in the third quarter, Dak Prescott connected with Devontae Turpin for a 26-yard touchdown, and they cut San Francisco lead in half to 14-7. Then Christian McCaffrey rushed for a 1-yard TD, and it made it 21-7 in the second quarter. And then the Niners led 21-7 at the intermission. In the third quarter, it was Brandon Aubrey's kicked a 50-yard field goal, and that made it 21-10. Niners led. And then Purdy connected with George Kittle for his third touchdown in the contest, 28-10. Then the fourth quarter, the Niners shut out the Cowboys, by the way, for the entire second half. Purdy connected with Kyle Juszczyk for a 1-yard touchdown. It was 35-10 49ers. And then Jordan Mason had a 26-yard touchdown run. And you just look at the final stats of the contest. The Niners had 25 dominant in all facets. 25 first down for San Francisco to the Cowboys. They only had 8 first downs for the entire game. Third down efficiency, the Niners were 6 out of 11. The Cowboys were 4 of 11. Fourth down efficiency, the Niners were 0 for 1. And both teams were 0 for 1. The Niners, 421 total yards of offense to the Cowboys of 197. 251 passing yards to the Cowboys, 140. 170 rushing yards to the Cowboys, 57. Total plays, San Francisco 67, Dallas 49. Niners 18 out of 25. Completion attempts, Dallas 26 out of 26. 49ers 41 rush plays, 19 for Dallas. The Niners forced 4 Cowboy turnovers. The Niners only had 1 force. And then the Niners were penalized 6 times for 45 yards. Cowboys were penalized 6 times for 60 yards. Time of possession, the Niners 37 minutes and 5 seconds to the Cowboys 22 minutes and 55 seconds. Brock Purdy 17 out of 24, 252 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jordan Mason 10 carries for 69 yards. George Kittle 3 receptions for 69 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dak Prescott threw for 153 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw 3 interceptions. Pollard was held to only just 29 yards rushing on 8 attempts. Turpin 1 catch for 26 yards, and that was his touchdown. Looking at the stats for San Francisco, as it was Christian McCaffrey at only 51 yards rushing. He had a touchdown for a 14th consecutive game. And then also Deebo Samuel, 5 carries for 30 yards. George Kittle ended up averaging 22 yards per catch. Brandon Ayuk, 4 catches for 58 yards, averaging 14.5 yards. And then Deebo Samuel caught 3 balls for 55 yards, 18.3 yards catch. And then Christian McCaffrey, 2 receptions, 33 times, 27 yards, 13.5 yards. And then look at some of the individual stats also in the contest as we look into the stats. 14 consecutive times the Niners have scored, or for Christian McCaffrey scoring a touchdown. And then with the victory, the 49ers now go to 5-0 with their win. The Niners have sole possession and hold on to first place in the NFC West. They looking at the NFC West. The Niners sit there at 5-0. They have The Rams with the loss now. They're 3 games back. The Seahawks and the Niners right now own a game-and-a-half lead up on the Seahawks in the NFC West. And then the Cardinals were losers. They now drop there in the basement, 1-4. They lose to the Bengals on Sunday. Rams lose to the Philadelphia Eagles down at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. So, on what's on deck for San Francisco, Niners will be on the road for the next 2 games. They'll travel to Northern Ohio to take on the Cleveland Browns for an interconference matchup. They'll take on the Cleveland Browns 1 week from today. Kickoff time will be at, the timing of the kickoff time will be at 10 a.m. local time. You can catch the game on Fox and then on KBR 680 104.5 FM. Greg Papa and Tim Ryan with the call. Niners are on the road for the next 2 weekends. They'll be on the road next Sunday. That'll be an early 10 a.m. kickoff time. And then also, 2 weeks from Monday night on, they will be back at it. They will take on the Minnesota Vikings as they travel to the U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis to take on the Minnesota Vikings. That will be a 5:15, and then the Niners will return to Levi Stadium 3 weeks from today. They'll take on the Cincinnati Bengals in a rematch of Super Bowls 16 and 23 at Levi Stadium. And you can catch and you can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Ticketmaster.com, the official ticket broker, ticket partner of the NFL and for your San Francisco 49ers. Once again, the final score: Niners with a rout over the Dallas Cowboys. Niners 42, Dallas Cowboys 10. The 42 points, by the way, for the board, the 32-point shellacking of their rival is the biggest in their most decisive loss in the history of this long-time rivalry. The 42 points is the most scored against the Niners scored against the Cowboys, matching the second most all-time since they did that back on December 19, 1983, in the Niners' 42-17 win over the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Only the other time the Niners have scored that many points was a 45-14 rout of the Dallas Cowboys back in Week 6 of 1981. That's it for now. I'm Brian Professor Davis, and so long. Let's get the final score. The Niners were winners over the Dallas Cowboys. They also tied their longest winning streak in franchise history, going back to the 1989 through the 90 season when it won 15 in a row. It is the longest, and the 16th straight was back when the Niners had won their Super Bowl, defending Super Bowl champs both in 1989 and 90. The Niners were winning over the Dallas Cowboys 42-10. I'm Brian Professor Davis. This is your San Francisco 49ers post-game recap on Niners Radio 49. Niners Radio 49 Audiocast is an association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network, where every team has a fan and every fan has a voice. The network home of champions. 49ers football. Faithful then, faithful now. Go Niners!